Now, just a reminder, the American League Championship Series back at it tomorrow, and it'll be Colby Lewis for the Texas Rangers against Doug Fister for the Detroit Tigers. The Rangers lead that series 2-0. They got a big effort today, a walk-off grand slam homer from Nelson Cruz. Game 3 tomorrow on Fox. Joe Buck and Tim McCarver will have the call. We'll welcome Tim McCarver back. Hopefully successful heart procedure. I guess there's no such thing as a minor heart procedure, but it'll be good to have him back tomorrow for the continuation of the ALCS. Cameron Lowe is the new pitcher. Milwaukee sending out Lowe for Estrada, the third pitcher used by Ron Renicky. And John Jay, for the first time tonight, has been retired. Now 3 for 4, one gone in the 7th. And here's a look at the state of the game, brought to you by State Farm. Ron, you talked about Albert Pujols in our open. His manager expected a big night, and boy, has he responded tonight.
Well, he's had a lot of big nights from Albert Pujols in his reign with the St. Louis Cardinals. I think one of the things you can't overlook is also his base running. That John Jay had 3 hits in front of him. He had that homerless streak end at 47 with his first inning home run. And one of the things that's really hurt Albert, we gave you some numbers in the last 23 games, only had 5 RBI, but he only had 12 people in scoring position on the bases in those 23 games. So it's kind of dried up a little for Albert in front of him. Certainly not tonight.
Pujols down the right field line. That is a fair ball. And it bounces out, a ground rule double. And Albert Pujols, a 4-hit game. Another double. 10 total bases for Albert Pujols in this game. And he has already set a postseason high for his career for RBIs in a game with 5. So he is at second base for Matt Holliday. Hitless tonight, 0 for 2 with a walk is Holliday. And he shoots one to right, a base hit. Pujols is going to try to score, and here comes a throw from Hart, a double clutch. And Pujols is in there. It's an RBI for Holliday. The Cardinals add to their lead. It is 8-2. I think Corey Hart was surprised that Pujols was waved home on that play.
That was a conscious effort of Holliday to go that way. The whole plan was, I'm going to expose that side of the infield and make Milwaukee change their approach, as you said yesterday against
Bergman, and it's knocked down by Hairston. And a throw to second. Holliday is in there. So 2 on. Still just 1 out, and here's Yadier Molina. One of the Cardinals hacking away early, aggressive in this 7th inning.
Lowe is a guy that was brought in a lot of circumstances for Ron Renicky's team to get ground balls. He's usually a ground ball pitcher, a double play machine.
Ball and a strike on Molina. Chance to add to it for St. Louis. Renicky had to go to his bullpen early. Markham went 4, Estrada 2, gave up a couple of runs. And now Lowe, the biggest opportunity for Milwaukee. They had back-to-back chances in the 4th and the 5th. They had 2 runs in the 4th on a 2-run homer by Weeks, and then a big double play. And that one's to the right side, and that might find a hole. It does, and here comes Holliday, and he'll score. 9-2 to throw to third base. Safe is the call. As the Cardinals are finding the holes here in the 7th, they've tacked 2 more on. Brewers with a home field advantage in this series, but the Cardinals can swipe it right back if they finish this one out tonight. David Freese, still just 1 out, 1st and 3rd for St. Louis. And that one is slapped back up the middle. Freese with a base hit. Another run will score. 10-2 Cardinals. 5 consecutive hits in the 7th inning. But they looked like a team that had enough pitching to carry their way all the way through, and they were defeated in 09, knocked out. This was a team that had major question marks with their pitching, especially their late inning pitching. And their offense, it's carried them.
Yeah, sometimes, Brian, it's just when you get hot, and they played so many important games in September. Remember their last World Championship in 2006, they only won 83 games during the regular season and turned that into their 10th title.
Cardinals were swept in the division series by the Dodgers. That was in 09. This is their second trip back to the postseason after their World Series winning year of 2006. Cardinals finished the season 22-9, while the Braves were losing 20 of their last 30 and able to make up 10.5 games in the final month and a week of the season to take the wild card. There's another base hit. Nick Punto with a single to center field. And everybody's moving up. St. Louis now leads it 11-2. Well, John, he took a shot off the bat of Miguel Montero in game 2 of the LDS. Right on his pitching hand and his knuckles, and he's trying to get himself back together. Ron Renicky finally announced LaTroy Hawkins able to go here. And he will face Adrian Chambers, and we send it down to Craig Sager. What do you have, Craig?
Well, Chambers is probably the best athlete in the ballpark. He actually played football at Mississippi State. After leaving there, decided to try baseball. Hadn't played the game in 5 years. Bought a ticket for $100 on a bus and a tryout with the Cardinals, and was drafted in the 38th round. And here he is a couple years later in the postseason of the major leagues.
Had an impact hit in the regular season for the St. Louis Cardinals. Game-winning hit against the Phillies. Chambers getting his second plate appearance of this NLCS. Think about the draft and a wild road for Adrian Chambers. How about Albert Pujols? Every time you think about the draft, 1999, there were 401 players picked before Albert Pujols in 1999. And it was a quick rise to the big leagues for Albert Pujols. Think about guys like Mike Piazza. You just never know. That's the beauty of baseball. You make a pick, who knows where you're going to get major production. Certainly, his career could end right now. Pujols is Hall of Fame worthy. And a free agent at season's end, who knows where he'll end up. Cardinals fans are hoping he stays in a St. Louis uniform. That is going to be the topic of discussion this offseason.
Well, I really think whatever team goes on to the World Series and let's say they win it, I think their chances of retaining that player, in my opinion, become a little better.
Oh, better, right.
Comparing Pujols and Prince Fielder, you mean?
Yes.
Now the Texas Rangers have a big free agent as well, and C.J. Wilson, their ace. He'll hit the open market this offseason as well.
But I think of all the free agents that are out there, it's almost impossible for me to envision Pujols in another uniform. Just so closely associated with the community in St. Louis. I don't know if there's going to be that many players left that have a great career with just a Hall of Fame kind of career with just one team.
There's a strike call. Chambers is retired, the second out. 6 consecutive hits between the outs. The big free agents, the big first baseman, Albert Pujols and Prince Fielder. I figure Pujols will set the market. Fielder will certainly get a lot of suitors.
And I think the big thing in that graphic for us is the age, because Albert has not come out and said, but looking for a contract for the 8+ seasons, and that's something hard to deal with for any franchise.
That ball is hit well deep left center. Nyjer Morgan will run it down, and the side is retired, but the Cardinals do big damage. 6 straight hits. They score 4 runs, and it's 11-2 Cardinals.